call the November 5th, 2018 Belvidere City Council regular meeting to order. The clerk will call the roll.
Borowitz. Brooks.
Here.
Alderman Crawford will be absent. Frank.
Here.
Freeman. Porter.
Here.
Ratcliffe.
Here.
Sanderson. Snow.
Here.
Stevens.
Here.
6 present.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, grant us wisdom as we meet tonight to do the business of our community. Thank you for the privilege of serving our community. As we've watched the brilliant colors of fall come and go, we are reminded of the awesome power of the universe you have created and how our role in it, while small, may still be part of the overall plan. Tomorrow is an important day for citizens of the United States to exercise their right to vote. And I would say that as one nation under God, everyone who is privileged to vote will do so. I'd also like to ask for a moment of silence for the following citizens whom we have lost in the last couple of weeks: Darrell Dillenberg, Gary Schroeder, Francine Lynch, William Keck, Wesley Zink. Thank you, and in your name we pray, amen. Anybody have public comment? Okay, no one is registered for a public comment this evening, which brings us to number 4, approval of minutes of the regular meeting of the Belvidere City Council of October 15, 2018 is presented. May I have a motion to approve the minutes? Motion by Alderman Porter, second by Alderman Frank. Questions, comments, or proposed amendments to the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval of minutes will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Brooks.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
6 in favor.
Minutes are approved. Under public hearing this evening, we have none. Under special messages and proclamations, we have a proclamation this evening for National Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week. I believe Sue Rader is in the audience. Would you please come out?
Nope, but I will turn it towards you.
No, we'll turn the music on. Let's see. Proclamation. Whereas hundreds of individuals in Boone County, many of them children and families, experience homelessness each year, and whereas over 6,000 people in Boone County are living in poverty, with many of them having to use the services of a local food pantry or soup kitchen, and whereas the National Coalition for the Homeless and National Student Campaign Against Hunger and Homelessness are sponsoring National Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, and whereas the purpose of the awareness campaign is to educate the public about the many reasons people are hungry and homeless, including the shortage of affordable housing for very low-income residents, and to encourage support for homeless assistance service providers, as well as community service opportunities for students and school service organizations. And whereas there are many organizations committed to sheltering, providing supportive services, as well as meals and food supplies to the homeless through the efforts of the Rock River Homeless Coalition, and whereas the City of Belvidere recognizes that hunger and homelessness continues to be a serious problem for many individuals and families in our community. Now, therefore, I, Michael Chamberlain, as Mayor of the City of Belvidere, do hereby proclaim November 10th through the 18th, 2018 to be National Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week in Belvidere, Illinois, and encourage all residents to recognize that many people do not have the housing and need support from citizens and private, public, nonprofit service entities. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and affixed the seal of the City of Belvidere. this 5th day of November 2018.
Thank
Thank
you
you. Would you
very
like to
much.
say a few words to the group?
Well, we are having our hunger luncheon on November 15th, and we invite all of you to attend. It's at Crusader Clinic in Rockford, and it's called Heroes for the Homeless, and it's from 11:30 to 1. And the agencies come, well, we have a slideshow of the services and the number of people we have reached in both Winnebago and Boone County. The only other thing I would say about the homeless, we just received a grant, and probably all of you know this, and so it's old news, but YSN applied for a grant on behalf of the Boone County Drug Prevention Coalition, and we did receive it for Boone County. It's for 5 years for $625,000, and it is for drug prevention among youth and families. And this substance abuse is one of the reasons that youth end up homeless and their families end up homeless. You know, it goes far beyond, not just having housing, but being able to live a good life. So hopefully we'll combine everything and make a real difference in the community. It's 5 years, and then we can renew for another 5 years. So it's $1.2 million altogether, just for Boone County. So I'm very proud of that. So.
Thank you. Thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Next up, Pam Fettis will give her report on what's been going on with Growth Dimensions. Pam? You may need to push the button to turn on the mic. There you go.
There we go. Thank you for having me this evening. I just wanted to share with you some highlights. It's coming toward the end of our fiscal year, and just wanted to highlight some of the things, the impact that our community has had. Our enterprise zones applications we've processed, we've had a number of them, and we've had 24 new businesses that have started this year utilizing the incentives. With those incentives, they've invested in capital investment. We received over $10 million in our community, and a total construction material cost about $3.5 million in those services. So our incentives have brought in additional impact in our community. Some of the other areas in which we wanted to point it out is we've had a lot of new construction in homes. We've had 10 identified new construction, 25 sold in Boone County. Our average sale of homes have gone higher. They're over 188,000, and the total sales for homes have been higher this year. While our unemployment numbers have been down to 4.1% in Boone County and 4.5% in Belvidere, we're going to see a little bit of increase next month. This is largely due to the FCA being shut down for 3 weeks this month. In addition, we've had a fire at one of the manufacturers, FPM, which also 70 people had to file for unemployment on a temporary basis. So we're hoping that those numbers will go back up in December and January. Our labor force still tends to be strong. It's been stronger from a year ago, over 2.3% since last year, 0.7% since last month. And a lot of what Growth Dimensions does is to market and to make this community, Belvidere and Boone County, more visible. And I think that we've enhanced that. We've seen a strong increase in our followers on social media, both LinkedIn and Facebook, which impact our Facebook tends to engage not only our community, but a lot of small business owners. And our LinkedIn page engages a lot of larger business owners and international and statewide partners. So we're really trying to get our name out, and we're getting a lot more attention. We're also becoming more fiscally responsible. And we've not only increased our private investment in 2018, but we've also increased our controls and developed are utilizing an online fiscal system in order to improve our reports and our ability to track our expenditures and making sure that we're, again, fiscally responsible and transparency. Does anybody have any questions?
Have any questions for Pam? Alderman Porter.
Yeah, I was just wondering, I noticed there's a lot of empty buildings or empty spaces downtown. Are you doing anything to try to bring people into those?
Well, we have a community development committee, and one of the things that we've been talking about, and with the mayor's and the planning department's help, we're identifying spaces that are currently available, who are the owners, what are the ability. Quite often, I get a number of people contacting me if they're looking to grow, to relocate, to move here. So we pull together a team in order to meet with these businesses, talk about available space in our community, and what's zoning requirements they may have to look into, the building permits. So the whole team pulls together and tries to help those individuals. We try to get as early as we possibly can when a business contacts us and let us know that, you know, I'm interested in locating in Belvidere or Boone County. But yes, we need to be that more often. We're also redeveloping our website, and part of that improvement includes the sites that are currently available. It's hard to keep that up to date. We use a system called Lois, and a lot of times the realtors will update that information, but we have the capabilities to also put on our own sites and our own information. Thank you.
Alderman
Yeah,
Sanderson.
a quick question, Pam. What kind of feedback do you get as far as our city or us as council people making, comparing to other cities and making it so that it's easy to start a business here and things like that? Is there anything that you've had suggestions that we need to change in the city to make things more attractive, or any suggestions?
Well, I think the most important thing is that they want to make sure it's a business-friendly environment. Since we've pulled together a team to meet with the businesses, they really appreciate that. They feel that you're taking an invested interest in what their success is, and try to give them the resources not only to start a business here, but also to maintain their business. And because a lot of businesses do go out within the first couple of years. So I think that they like the resources that we try to provide them to help them build here, or start their business here and maintain it. So business friendliness is really important. I think that sometimes we hear about some challenges that businesses have in order to get a certain policies or approval necessary, and so that is a challenge. And it's so I think rather than maybe approaching the businesses that we're not going to do this, we're going to do this, we have to work with them to find a compromise that works better for the community, better for the city, and for the business as well.
Just to follow up, sometimes I do get some feedback that it's hard, like you said, but I haven't got the feedback on what they want us to change. And that's why I was asking that question, because I think anybody here would be willing to look at things if, we're getting the feedback from the businessmen of what's comparable and, what we could do, so.
Well, I think that we have to understand that growth is gonna happen, and for us to help guide that growth is very important. If we don't grow, we're gonna fail, and our community will decline. And so if we can kind of gear that growth where we want the land to be developed, where we want those businesses to be located, through our planning, I think it'll benefit us in the long run. Sometimes it's not always exactly what we're looking for, but we have to, again, make those compromises. And we try to encourage them to talk to individuals throughout the community to get their support or understand their concerns.
Probably the most telling answer to what you just asked is on this sheet that was in your packet. And it's the second and third, or the third and fourth bullet point. More than 4,440 new jobs since 2017, 30 new businesses. In 2016, you may recall, we were ranked number 6 in the top 25 communities in Illinois, small cities to start a business. That certainly changed the impression that the city used to generate. And part of that is, and I thank all the departments and department heads here, when somebody does come to talk to us, the first thing that we try to do is get everybody in the same room to find out exactly what kind of business they're in and what their particular needs are. All of them have certain things that are a challenge to them, and we try to find financial solutions to them. There are just some things that just are not, it'd be nice if we had the kind of a budget where we could put together a business entrepreneurship fund to help businesses either expand that are already here. But, the fact that we are in an enterprise zone and now we are in an opportunity zone, those are tools that prove very helpful. I guess my fondest wish is that before I'm done in this work is that we no longer qualify to be in an enterprise zone because we are not behind other communities. Illinois as a state is suffering tremendously economically, and quite frankly, of cities our size, we're right at the top. We've had more new businesses, more new investment. A lot of it was Chrysler and FCA, but if you look at all the other stuff, all you have to do is drive around town and look at all of the things. And to Alderman Porter's comment about empty buildings, what we're trying to do is create a different retail environment, different from what it was before. And I talked to Alderman Freeman about an idea that I have to start a retail committee to work on some ideas on how we can improve, because we'd like to see the return of one-off businesses, a dress shop, a menswear shop, another jeweler downtown, those types of businesses, because I think they feed into the ambiance that we want downtown. We don't want to look like Naperville or Schaumburg with a bunch of tall office buildings. If we do that, we'll do that out on Irene Road. But thank you, good question.
Yeah,
Anybody
I just wanted to add that we've had a lot of good comments, though. I've had businesses that have, done business in Chicago and Rockford, and they talk about, the challenges, and when they come here, they really have appreciated the help that they've received from the community and from the city.
Anybody have anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Under approval of expenditures number 7, we have none this evening. Yay. Under committee reports and minutes of city officers, please note that items A through C have been received and placed on file, which brings us to item D, minutes of the Committee of the Whole, Public Safety and Finance and Personnel of October 22nd, 2018. I have a motion to approve the minutes. Motion by Alderman Sanderson. May I have a second? Second by Alderman Ratcliffe. Questions, comments, or proposed amendments to the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval of minutes will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Brooks.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Sanderson.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
7 in favor.
Okay, the minutes are approved unanimously. Under number 9, unfinished business. First up, we have ordinance 430H, a second reading. It's an ordinance designating a landmark status to the local historic register Dutton House at 401 East Lincoln Avenue. May I have a motion to approve? Motion by Alderman Porter, second by Alderman Frank, third by Alderman Brooks. Questions, comments, or further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval of this ordinance will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Frank.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Sanderson.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brooks.
Aye.
7 in favor.
Ordinance 430H is approved unanimously. Congratulations. Under B, we have ordinance 431H, a second reading, an ordinance authorizing the sale of municipal parking lot, being that which is adjacent to Coach's Corner. May I have a motion to approve? Motion by Alderman Snow, second by Alderman Brooks. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Yes, Alderman Stevens.
I've looked at this appraisal, and some of the properties that they've listed in here that are over in Rockford are in depressed areas that I don't think are exactly apples to apples for what we're doing. You know, a couple of them are in areas you wouldn't catch, you know, me in after dark. You know, one of the is over by Buckabee and Broadway. Buckabee, we constantly hear that street in the news due to shootings. So I can't see where that's even a comparison. The other ones are vacant properties within Boone County. I'm still looking at this as if we're damn near giving this property away, and why, I don't know. What I think we need to do is to get what a price would be to install a parking lot, apples to apples from contractors as to what it would cost to do that. And I'd make a motion to table this till we can get some estimates on that.
Motion to table, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is tabled. Excuse me?
Need to vote on the motion?
All those in favor of table will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Brooks.
Nay.
Frank.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
No.
Sanderson.
Aye.
Snow.
No.
Stevens.
Aye.
4 in favor.
Okay. Motion is tabled. It will come back. I would like a little direction from Mr. Stevens on how he wants to pursue getting a better appraisal. Would you want to hire an appraiser to appraise it for you?
I think we need to contract people who actually put in parking lots and see what they do the work for. You know,
Okay,
other than
it's not a
our.
brand-new parking lot, Mr.
I know.
Stevens.
I understand that.
So you want to calculate the cost of a brand-new parking lot and use that
Then-
for a comparison to
And
sell
then we
the
can go
parking lot?
down, yeah. Because I'd like to know what it would cost to put in the same parking lot. Because I still don't think $60,000 is enough, and I've talked to enough citizens over the last few weeks that they're a little aggravated that we're giving this away for that kind of money.
Would you invite them, would you call them back, all these citizens you've talked to, and invite them to the next meeting? We're going to discuss this. I'd like to have them make public comment. Could we do that?
Most people that I talk to, they don't even want to come into the council chambers because they're so aggravated at what goes on. But they will, you know, talk to you one-on-one and tell you that
Okay.
they think that we're giving it away.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderman Brooks.
yes, we just had a young lady from Growth Dimensions in there explaining the work that they go through in order to get businesses in this town, in order to expand businesses in this town. By denying a man the right to purchase a parking lot at a fair value and make him jump through hoops in order to purchase that parking lot at a fair value is not helping Growth Dimensions, the mayor, or anybody else in this council to attract business in this community.
I'm not against the guy buying the parking lot. I'm against us giving it away at such a low price. What are we gonna do for other businesses that come in here and want us to, you know, do similar giveaways to them? That's my only,
Okay, number one,
Problem.
it's not a giveaway. And number two, the property, the appraiser is someone who is a skilled commercial appraiser who has appraised properties for years, and he's appraised other properties for the city. He appraised another property that I was bringing to city council for us to purchase, actually, which is 2.2 acres up behind where Burton Motors was, and the price of that property is $75,000. It's 2.2 acres, and it's paved, and it has lighting. And we're selling this for $60,000, and this is a quarter of that size. So, you know, the idea of comparing this to a brand-new parking lot, we'll be happy to do that for you, sir, but it's not apples to apples. Alderman Snow.
When will this be coming back, or is it
I don't
indefinite
know.
until we get more
As soon as we can
information?
find out something, because he just invested $500,000 in that business, and he's kind of counting on having that parking lot because he's already done improvements to the parking lot.
Because it was now tabled to a date certain, will maintain on the agenda henceforth until someone brings a motion to remove it from the table.
Okay. Alderman Frank.
I agree. I would like to have him buy the parking lot, but I'm wondering, is the $10,000 for the appraisal, is the city paying for that, or is he paying for that?
The appraisal wasn't $10,000.
Who told you that?
And
No, it was $2,000 appraisal.
I stand corrected, and I'm all for him buying the parking lot.
Okay, we'll bring it back. Alderman Sanderson.
Yeah, just as on Alderman Frank was saying about the $2,000, I think the last time we had sold some property a month or so ago, I thought it was mentioned that we were going to split with this Coach's Corner. I agree, that's a good business over there. But I think the last time we had the person that bought some property from the city in the alley, didn't they have to pay the full price for the appraisal?
Becky?
I'm
He
actually
did,
pull-
and I believe the
pulling up
appraiser also looked at the price that was paid for the alley as well when his calculations.
I was talking about splitting the cost. I thought it was mentioned that it was going to be 50-50, the city and the person that was going to purchase the property.
If you give me about 5 minutes, you can move on with the agenda. I'll pull up the contract. I want to say that was actually in the contract that he's paying for the appraisal, but I'll check to make sure.
Yes, it was. So we didn't
I think he's paying for
pay
the appraisal.
anything for the appraisal. Okay, moving right along. Under C, we have ordinance 432H, a second reading, an ordinance amending subdivision 5 of Division 9, wastewater treatment of Article 5, sewer and sewage of Chapter 114, utilities of the City of Belvidere Municipal Code. May I have a motion to approve? Motion by Alderman Snow. Can I have a second, please? Second by Alderman Sanderson. Questions, comments, or further discussion? Alderman Snow.
So essentially, this is just a cleanup of language, just so everybody knows that, correct?
Attorney Drella?
That is correct. It's simply to fix section numbering mistakes.
Okay. A motion is second. Additional questions or comments concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval of the motion will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Sanderson.
Aye?
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brooks.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
7 in favor.
Ordinance 432H is approved unanimously. Which brings us to new business, which consists of motions forwarded from the Committee of the Whole, Public Safety and Finance and Personnel of October 22nd, 2018.
Both of them are not here, so I guess you pick one.
Okay, public safety motions will be presented by Alderman Ratcliffe, if you wouldn't mind.
A, motion to approve the purchase of Zoll X-Series cardiac monitors at a cost of $72,455.56, including trade-in.
Motion to approve. Motion by Alderman Frank, second by Alderman Brooks. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval of the motion will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Sanderson.
Aye?
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brooks.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
7 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously.
B, motion to approve the proposal from Ackerson Brothers for the installation of new garage doors at station number 1 in the amount of $4,741. This building upgrade will be paid for from budgeted line item number 01-5-220-601.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Alderman Snow.
Do we know if this will be done by the time hometown Christmas and all that occurs? Or
That I have no idea.
just curious if you have that.
Additional questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brooks.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Sanderson.
Aye.
7 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously. Brings us to number 11, adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Alderman Sanderson, second. Alderman Brooks. Any objections? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. We are now adjourned, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.